Η κυρία Bríd Greenan θα μας μιλήσει για το One Step Up.
Good afternoon. Thanks very much for the invitation to today's very important conference. I'm delighted to be here. So first of all, I'm just going to give some of the context around Ireland. So I'll just give you a little bit of context first. So the population of Ireland is 4.79 million. The participation rate is 6.5%. And AONTAS is the national coordinator of European Agenda for Adult Learning. Sorry, I just have a different presentation here, just to explain that in Ireland we have education and training boards set up all over the country. There's 16 of them, and they're the main providers of education to adults. So before I go any further, I might just do a demonstration of the One Step Up website. So this is the One Step Up website. It was set up to help adults to find their options quickly and easily. And we've evaluated this website, and learners who used the website said that it was really easy to use, really easy to find information and find their options. So first of all, there's 4 steps. So when somebody goes on to use the website, they answer 4 questions about themselves in order to bring them to the education and training options available. So they answer a question about their age. So my age is, so I just select an age group here. The area that they live in Ireland. Just select a Mayo. They also answer a question about what they're looking for. So do they need skills in basic skills, writing, spelling, maths, finding a particular course, making a decision about what course is right for me, contacting services in my area, understanding qualifications, or finding information about funding and finance for adult learning. So they select what they're looking for. So I'm just going to select find a course. And then they select their status. So are they working in employment? Are they retired? Recently unemployed? Unemployed for over 1 year? Or other? So I'll just put unemployed for over 1 year. So this brings them to their local adult education guidance service, where they can get one-to-one support around guidance. It's a really important service, and they can find everything they need here. But there's also further support agencies listed here that they can get in touch with. And there's also a section for events that are happening in their local area that they can use. There's a useful function here as well, where they can sign up for a text message reminder to remind them about the event as well. So another feature is the calendar, and you can list other events or find other events that are happening here. There's also a section for frequently asked questions. So for example, where can I find an online database of further education and training courses? And they can find the answer on the website. So it really brings together everything that is available in Ireland to the learner, to the person who wants to go back to education. There's also learner stories. So there's some very inspirational learner stories here as well, from Nolene and Joe. So if you want to take some time later on to have a look at these stories, please do. For organisations that are offering education and training, like the education and training boards or community education providers, they can promote their courses or their events on this calendar, and this is where they submit an event. So it could be an open day showcasing what they have on offer. And a new addition to the website is our information booklet. People can request a hard copy of the booklet. It showcases all the education training options, and they can also download it here on the website. So the website is supported by the free phone helpline. So people can call us on this free phone number and ask us about their options as well. So I guess the website is for people primarily with basic skills, but if they have difficulties or they do want to pick up the phone, that free phone number is there as well. So I'll just return to the presentation. So these are some of the outcomes of the project. So since its launch in the end of 2013, there's been 73,236 hits to the website, or people using the website, almost 300,000 page views, 28,115 is the profile count. So that's when people answer the 4 questions on the website, we can gather that information. There's 2,395 events promoted on the calendar as well. And then between January and June of this year, 6,128 hits, 139 calls to the helpline, 2,110 profile count, and 190 events through the calendar of the website. So who's using the website? Well, as I said, we can gather the information from the 4 questions that people answer. So 32%, or 664 users, were employed. 31%, or 662 users, were long-term employed. 52%, or 1,131 users, were looking for courses. And 7%, or 140 users, were looking for basic skills. So as AONTAS is the voice of adult learning, it's important for us to find out who's using the website, but also to gather their experience. In 2016, there was 21,878 users of the website, and of these, 8,600 were referred to the Adult Education Guidance Service within the Education and Training Board. And a further 572 were contacted us through the free phone helpline. So we carried out an evaluation or a follow-up with people who used the website, and we found we've contacted 10% of people who contacted us through the free phone helpline, and the follow-up was carried out 3 to 12 months after the person contacted the service. And it just gives us an idea of how they got on after they used the website or contacted us through the free phone helpline. So we asked them what organisation did they contact. So the majority contacted the Education and Training Board, followed by the Adult Education Guidance Service, and they are based within the Education and Training Board. Other websites that they contacted were the Qualifax or fetchcourses.ie. Some of them contacted third level institutions, social welfare offices. So there was a range of places where people had contacted. We also asked them what helped them find the course that they were looking for. So the majority said that the Education and Training Board helped them find their course options, followed by the Adult Education Guidance Service. Other organisations were mentioned, as well as SOLAS, the Further Education and Training Authority, and other people were mentioned, so that's 17%. And some of these would have worked in the Education and Training Boards as well. We also asked them about barriers to education. And the majority said that there was no suitable courses available. So for example, sometimes people want to go back and study the Irish language, but this may not be offered in every part of Ireland. It is offered in some centres, but it's not offered in every centre. So depending on the course that they're looking for, it may or may not be available in the area. Secondly, people said no part-time funding for education. So this is something as well in Ireland, that there isn't part-time funding for education. No one got back to me, so again, in terms of the guidance service, they would have got some hits to their funding during the recession, and so it may not be as well resourced in some areas, and especially at busy times of the year like September and January, when there's a lot of activity around education and training. We also asked users for advice. What advice would they give to other people who are returning to education? So to do some research, seek guidance, do an online course, because they can do that around flexibility and around childcare. Get support of a mentor and financial support. So this is just one of the quotes from the One Step Up users. Don't be afraid. If you have any idea, feel the fear and do it anyway. Keep soldiering. You need to motivate yourself. First, personal development is good to get people going, and you have to build up and you have to have a qualification. So that's just one of the learners, what they said during the follow-up study. And this is just another quote. Life is all about learning. You will learn something new, that is a given, but you also meet new people who are feeling the same emotions and together you will reach the mountaintop of achievement. So increasing the participation of lifelong learning, 58% or 34 respondents were engaged in or considering education and training options. So 22% of respondents were on a course or had signed up to a course. In other words, 10 were doing a course and 3 had signed up to a course in the future. And then 36% or 21 people hope to sign up to a course in the future. So that's some of the outcomes of the follow-up that was carried out. And I suppose it's important to be mindful in supporting learners. When carrying out this survey, 55% or 23 respondents required further support when I did the follow-up study. And this is over half of people contacted stated they needed further information or assistance in finding course options, resources or contact details. And this involved finding alternative routes or options, and in some cases resending information to respondents. So it's just something to be mindful of the support that people may need, because there's a wide range of people using the service, from people with basic skills up to those who have third level. So at our National FET Learner Forum, learners said that events such as open days were really important to help people to access education. So the calendar really promotes the events that are taking place, that are showcasing the courses and options that are available. In 2016, there was 300 events promoted on the website. And these were, as I said, open days, information days, registration events. And they were offered by the Education and Training Board or community education providers. And it just gives an opportunity for the learners to go in, to visit a centre, to see what courses are taking place, to speak to a tutor, to make them feel more comfortable about taking that step into education. And this is an example of one of the events. We did have an event that took place where it was the opening of a learning centre in a very small community. There was over 200 people in attendance, and the population of that area was only over 2,000 people. So almost 10% of that community actually turned up to this event. And it really broke down the barriers. It allowed adults to go in to the learning centre. As a result, there was an increase in people using the centre. More people signed up for courses and greater promotion. There was also greater collaboration between the event organiser, the Education and Training Board, and the community groups that were in the area as well. So there really are great opportunities to showcase the learning options that are available, and for learners as well. So reaching out to the target group, so we wanted to promote the service as widely as possible to increase participation. So we sent out posters and bookmarks to many different agencies and organisations. So we sent out information to local libraries, to schools, to social welfare offices, to national learning centres, to education and training boards. So really to a wide range of agencies and organisations all over Ireland to promote this service and the opportunities. We also have, as I said, the new information booklet, which we sent out 4,000 copies of this booklet to 1,300 contacts. We also promote the service as well through fairs and expos that take place around the country, and also through our members. AONTAS has 500 members. We also promote the service online, so through social media like Facebook and Twitter. We run online campaigns from time to time. So for example, if we're running a campaign on the calendar of the website, we would promote the events happening and we would target them to the area where they are taking place to encourage people to attend. We also, one of the information campaigns that we ran reached 1.2 million people. So they have been very successful in promoting the website and the project. We also let people know, our members and others, through direct email. And we also have a Google AdWords grant. So this is something that we can benefit from because we're a non-governmental organisation. But when somebody is searching for courses, our organisation, our website will display as an advertisement. So it's a really useful way to promote the website and the project. So this is just an image of the information booklet that I mentioned. And that's just a sneak preview. You'll have to go online to have a look at the copy. And this is just some positive feedback as well from the information booklet. So just in terms of the key to success, so in terms of planning the project, also around the engagement that we have with stakeholders, so like the education training boards, for example, SOLAS, we have NALA, so a wide range of agencies that we engage with around this project. We also have a project advisory group that was set up, and there was a lot of kind of engagement and collaboration in the running of the project, and also in the promotion of the project as well. We do a lot of work around promoting the service as well. So if anybody wants any more information, I'd be happy to provide more support if people are interested in setting up this project. Thank you.